here. Hope you guys liked those clips from the Berlin Dome and the beautiful Berlin gray weather. That was yesterday, and I decided to do a little bit of sightseeing. But today, wow, the markets had the biggest red day of the year. And in a little bit, when I show you guys the charts, we're just gonna take a quick look at the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the Dow Jones just really quickly because those dips were unreal. So in the morning today, I knew it was gonna be maybe a little bit slower. And right away, I actually had a really rough trade with TOCA. This stock has just been getting me. I took about a 7.6% loss on it, about 2.6% past my max stop loss of around 5%, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with a loss as long as it's a small loss. And this one kind of got away from us. It was a little bit annoying because I tried 3 times to get out of this trade, and every time I was having thinkorswim issues. So I had to cancel 3 of my orders and then again kind of chase the price down. The price even popped up past my order, and I was looking at it, and my sell order on the order book was around here, and then the price just moved right past it, and my order just did not get executed. I was like, what is going on? So I removed that order, tried to place another one. I didn't really know if I was executed. I didn't know what was going on, but that was really, really annoying, and that cost me, I don't know, I would say 3 to 4%. I tried to get out, and it just didn't work. So that was a really tough one, and that's how I started the day. I was instantly down $86, which doesn't sound like a lot, but percentage-wise, 7.6% loss is kind of a lot. So it was kind of an annoying way to start off, especially because I knew it was going to be a big red day overall in the markets, and I wasn't really sure if we were going to see any big runners today. Luckily, I stayed calm, and what I was looking for was any of our lead gappers that were kind of consolidating around big support, but they didn't really run yet, and that's exactly what we got twice. Both our lead gapper, ENLV, and our runner-up gapper, COCP, absolutely took off. We luckily snagged one of them, COCP, which ended up being one of my biggest percentage gainers. Actually, the biggest percentage gainer of the small account $25,000 challenge. That was absolutely super sweet. I couldn't be any happier about that. Although I gotta say, on the chart behind us right now, it's still COCP, and this thing ran up another, I think 50%, maybe even 60%. We'll review that in a little bit. So I definitely left a lot of profits on the table, but hey, we are up almost 15%. That is never a bad time to take profits. And honestly, I should have traded this maybe 3 or 4 times. It was just absolutely insane. I just can't because again, we're under the $25,000 pattern day trader rule. So that's why we're doing this whole small account challenge. But again, big opportunities on this stock. So I want to review that chart specifically because there was many different trading opportunities on it. So without further ado, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button. If you're new here and you like the content, consider subscribing. I would love to have you join the channel and the challenge, and see you on the live streams. Let's go to the charts. All right, I got my hand all wrapped up, ready to go. So ridiculous. And then check out this here. Here is my Google Sheets trade journal. Yeah, so here you can see our last 2 trades today. Let me just scroll down a little bit more. So that's the only 2 trades showing. Here you can see TOCA, this was our first one, and then we had COCP. So COCP 14.35%. And then right here, you can see our biggest winner. Yeah, really, really nice. We traded with a little bit bigger position size today, about 1,200. The goal was to have this one around 1,200 as well, but it was moving quick, and 500 was just really easy to click. So, that was a little bit smaller. In this case, this time it actually worked out. Sometimes, the bigger position size is actually the one that ends up losing. It's like, but yeah, this was pretty cool. So $1,200, again, small position sizes, but we're building our way up. I want to be trading with hopefully around $1,500 per position size, maybe even by the end of the week. It really depends how we allocate our account. Right now, we're trading with about a portfolio of 5,400. And if we broke that up into an allocation of about 4, here you can see we'd be trading with about $1,350. So maybe I could be trading with about $1,200 to $1,300 per trade. But I'm not totally sure yet. I kind of like the ability to trade, 3 times every now and then. So if I trade, let's say twice every day on average, then I could still sometimes have that extra leftover trade, but I just got to figure out, what's best for me. Originally, I wanted to allocate this with 6. That's why we were trading with smaller position sizes. So that's about $900. And if you guys don't know why I'm doing that kind of allocation, it's because we are trading with a cash account, and a cash account, there's a 2-day settling period for a trade, which means you have to wait 2 days till you can trade again. So every other day I get those trades back. So basically, if I was trading with 6, if I allocated my account with 6 trades, I would be able to do 3 trades, let's say on Monday or today, and then I would do another 3 trades tomorrow. And then at the end of tomorrow, my whole account there would be no more cash left to trade until Wednesday comes around. Then I could trade those 3 trades again. So I need to think, do I want to maybe go more aggressive and trade only 4 times total? So alternate 4 trades. I don't know. It's something I need to kind of figure out with myself, but I've noticed that having 2 trades a day or 3 trades a day is really, really nice. Having 1 trade a day really stressed me out. It was not something I liked. I put way too much pressure on myself for just 1 trade. And you can see, today would have absolutely been horrible if we only had 1 trade. We would have ended today with an 8%, 7.6% loss, and then, would have not really been able to do anything after that. And then we would have never had this super nice trade. And maybe if I did 3 trades today, we would have had another maybe 7% nice trade. I don't know, because COCP was absolutely ripping it. And let me show you guys the charts right now, because wow, it was on fire. And before we talk about COCP, let me just quickly show you guys what the indexes look like. This is Dow Jones Industrial Average, pulled all the way back to 280. A clean gap down and then just continued right here. 280 is huge support. But right now on that move, who knows, maybe we're going to continue going because we broke right down this low right here. Not a really good sign. I wouldn't be surprised if we went all the way to 275. It's going to be really interesting. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of mark this area, 273, 275. Let's see how far we go. Maybe we'll touch this 180-day moving average. So yeah, down 3.21% today, and it's still crawling. As the S&P 500, similar situation, dipped from a high right here not too long ago, 3,393, all the way down here to 3,200, and what is that right now? 3,233, huge gap down. Some big support in this area at the 205, 3205. Let's see what happens. And then the NASDAQ absolutely getting destroyed, 3.71% dip, pulling all the way back to 9,099 right now. Mind you, I mean, look at this high at 9,736 just 2 days ago. I think that was on Thursday or maybe Wednesday that we hit that high. So this is just absolutely insane. We actually do have some divergence here with the RSI, and this is sometimes a clear indicator that there's going to be a reversal. Basically, the RSI, these two are going in different directions. So we had a high here of the RSI, and you can see it's kind of moving down a little bit. Let me actually change my things. We had a high here at near 81, and then we're kind of having this downwards trend. The peaks are lowering, while at the same time we have a high here, and we continue to move up, and that is called divergence. And with the RSI, that's oftentimes a clear indicator that there is going to be a reversal. So you can see here we have a pullback, and then again here is that last pullback, or that last high, I guess you can say. Yeah, right here we peak out. So really interesting to see that. Trading the indexes is something I don't do, but seeing this is a clear indicator that there could be a reversal coming up. I typically don't trade the RSI. I do like to just kind of look at it from time to time, especially with my swing trades. Okay, so ENLV was our lead gapper today, and then COCP was our runner-up gapper today. But both of them weren't looking too hot pre-market anymore. It was kind of selling off. I wasn't really excited. I don't know. They didn't really have me sold. And then TOCA popped up. Now I'm going to talk about COCP and ENLV in a second, both biotechs with coronavirus news. So, big potential there. But TOCA, moving up a little bit. And I remember, third green day, we are close to big resistance. But then, market open, this one looked the best. Instantly just rips higher past this 2.4 resistance area, maybe even closer to 2.3 resistance area, which we weren't able to break from for a few times now. For, I guess you can say, a day plus today. But yesterday we tried to break this area twice, And then, we topped out of this area a few times, pulled back, and then boom, market open, and we absolutely ripped through it. And this is when I got really excited. I was like, okay, this is looking really good. Let me try to get a pullback here. Sorry, I'm having some issues getting to the right spot with the chart. Yeah, and here we are. So I wait. If you could see the 5-minute chart down here, I wait for a little bit of a 5-minute pullback back to support, and that's when I entered. Actually, we got a pretty nice entry right here at 2.31, and then we bounced up a little bit. Oop, marker is wrong. Let me change this. 2.31. We had a nice little entry. 1.6 we were up at one point, and I was like, I don't know. I was waiting for a 5-minute pullback here and then a 5-minute breakout, and then I wanted to sell into volume there. That was my game plan, and maybe cover around $3, or not cover, but close my position around $3. That was my game plan. It just did not work, and you can see we just started selling off here. And this, when we dipped down to 3.22, I was like, I'm out of here. I placed my sell order. Actually, I think I even did that beforehand. Where is that? Yeah, TOCA, you can see my canceled orders here. I canceled my order at 2.25, canceled it again at 2.24, and I canceled it again at 2.18 because, and this is really annoying, the price bounced back above my order, but my order didn't get executed. So I thought I was filled and this might be a second order or something like that. I didn't know what was going on. So I canceled my order, placed it again, canceled it, placed it again, and it was so annoying. This was really, really stressful. I ended up getting out at the low of this candle at 213. It dipped lower, about 5% lower. So, good. We were able to still not have, above 10% loss or something like that. But it was just absolutely painful, this one. And it was the first trade of the new week. It's just like, boom, right? Down 7.6%. Just not really fun. Eventually, the price does have a pretty good recovery, almost a 20% move. This bounce was pretty aggressive. Kind of annoying because I actually love trading these double bottoms, especially near a whole number. I mean, this screams of something that I typically would want to trade. But yeah, I'm trying to get better at breakouts, and this move just really got me. I should have been a little bit more cautious because this was not a lead gapper. It was the third green day already, and it had no catalyst. I don't know. It was a tough one. I probably was a little bit chasey. I probably was hoping a little bit too much. Luckily, we got a good entry, but the exit was just really, really poor. It could have been a tiny, small 3 or 4% loss. Whatever. I could have moved on, but I had some really bad thinkorswim issues today, and that was really annoying. Kind of still bothering me a little bit. Okay, and now just really quickly, let's go ahead and talk about the 2 lead gappers. ENLV was the big one on the list this morning. It was, originally most of the volume was here, and it ran all the way up to 17%. Really, really crazy, all the way to that former 180 day moving average resistance area right here. Super beautiful. This thing just screamed that we wanted to trade it. It screamed lead gapper, but then in the morning it didn't really do anything. It was up on, I think it was some FDA news, or let me see. No, they had boost production of the coronavirus treatment. And there was so much news today about the coronavirus because in Italy, there is a bunch of new cases, and, it's talking about that, it's basically, there's a really high chance that it's going to spread around the whole world. And, it's just the beginning of the epidemic. And there was a lot of news about that over the weekend. And NVC is also a biotech company gapping up. I think APT is protection, about, they make hazmat suits and that stuff. So I think NVAX, I don't remember what they do, but there was just a lot of stocks going today. COCP, again, they also had a news collaboration with a big university with coronavirus treatment. So a lot of these gappers today were all coronavirus based. 127 million market cap, and that's really after today's big gap up. 10 million shares outstanding, so really, really nice. And the float was much lower, so this was perfect. The COCP was a bit more, 38 million, but this is really where the dollar volume crawled to. The way I wanted to trade ENLV, and I said this during the live stream almost perfectly. I was just like, I called this trade out ahead of time. It was right here when ENLV was at 10 or 1150 in this area, and I was like, what I'm looking for is ENLV to hold this area, come back up here, break above the 12.3 area, and then around 12.5 we could probably do an entry, and then we'll look to have a former high. I didn't know really where I wanted to get out, but I thought that's where we can have a big pull. And I was thinking after 10 o'clock is when I think this is going to happen. So we basically mapped this whole trade out. I just didn't trade it. It was really annoying. This thing ran up over 30%, 34, 35%. I don't think I would have held all this, but if I held past this candle would have instantly put me into the high. So I probably would have maybe tried to take profits around 1475 or something like that. Could have been a 10, 15, 20% move in just 3 minutes. Really tough that we missed ENLV. And then COCP, similar situation. This thing was doing absolutely nothing in the morning. So let me quickly go up here. And this was our second lead gapper. Nice little move to the upside. This was about 100% move. And then it holds its highs really nicely. This is the key part. We didn't really dip back that much. Around 905, we held highs. And, this was a 15% move. But then the market opens, we sell off one big red candle, little 1 minute pullback, and then another red candle. This was a 11% pullback. And then totally, we pulled back all the way of 17.5%. And I was like, okay, that's kind of aggressive pullback. But again, it's holding its highs here okay. It's not continuing to sell off. And plus, totally, since the high this morning, it only, 30%. Okay, that's rough. That's really on the border. But of holding its highs. Usually you want to see, 20 to 25% pullbacks. 30 is getting really aggressive. But then, I was watching this one. It started crawling up and I was like, this is looking good. I didn't want to get aggressive here yet, but right in this area, on these 3 green candles, I was like, we're doing this trade 100%. I was a little nervous because we missed the 1 minute pullback, but then we had a nice little crackdown here back to the downside. This was a 8% move, and I was like, this is nice. My goal was to get an entry here where we had this little pullback breakout area at 0.7475. This was my goal, and that's kind of where we got the entry. So the entry was really nice at 0.76, so a little ahead above that. We started forming this descending triangle pattern, which oftentimes is a continuation pattern, or an ABC pattern. They're often called A, B, C, and then D is the breakout right here. Beautiful breakout. We sold really nicely. This was about a 15% profit, or like I said before, it was exactly a 35% profit. So really nice. The only thing is, in this area, it was looking really shaky, and I just didn't trust it anymore, and I wanted to get out. I didn't want to flash crash all the way back and give up my 15%. But it runs up another like 5%. Really nice, and then pulls back right here about, whoop, that was a little too much. It pulls back just about, let me see here if we can use the mouse, get a little better entry. Oh man, I'm having some, come on, what's going on? Thinkorswim, this is annoying. 7%, it pulls back 6.7%. And then, on the move back here to the upside, this first 1 minute candle that goes higher, this would have been a great entry. And then just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, you're up 30%. This thing absolutely exploded. And then, it continues. There was a halt somewhere in this area. I think it was right here at 1040. Yeah, this was crazy because COCP and ENLV both got halted. COCP got halted on the way up and ENLV got halted on the way down. Crazy. I know some of you guys were trading it today. It was just, you guys were killing it in the chat room. You guys all had some really nice trades. Runs to a high of 157. Absolutely insane. It's been pulling back a little bit ever since then. Could be some really nice dip buying, but I'm going to probably be a little bit pause off on this one. I'm done trading for today, 100%. But, huge runs all the way up to the 180-day moving average. This is why I want to be careful. When I see the 180-day moving average and we're pulling up to it and we've just broke past a lot of resistance, I want to be careful because I know a lot of people, especially a lot of traders, are going to be, a little shaky in that area. They're going to be happy to close out positions. They're not going to be as aggressive. Long-term investors might want to close out their positions in that area. There's going to be a lot of selling volume. So I was happy that I would have never thought we were going to reach to 157, to be honest. That was crazy. But that's what happened. So all in all, we left, let's see how much profit we left on the table. Not that this is even a healthy or relevant calculation, but this thing ran up 82% after we got out. How crazy is that? We got basically a 15% move, but it ran up another 82%. Huge, crazy. Beautiful stuff. This is the time to get aggressive when you see a stock like this. Really, this was a snoozer all day. It didn't really do much. Around 10 o'clock, that's when volume picked up, and that's when it got really interesting. So really cool. I hope we see a lot more stocks like COCP and ENLV this week. I mean, I feel like we're just getting started. Markets are red, which means a lot of the people are going to go out of large caps, and maybe we're going to see some more traders looking for these small caps. So let's hope that we get that. All right, guys, that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button if you did. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. I will see you guys again then tomorrow for the live stream, first thing at 9:15. So guys, till then, like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.